Hey, y'all, welcome back. Welcome back to the home of Original Sports Perspective from our couch to yours. This is your host, Jermaine Lockett, your couch rider, Raven. Thanks for tuning in. And make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Hey, I want to thank you all. Those of you who have me in your thoughts and prayers during this storm, our family, we made it through it. Power is back. We are on. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and give you this show as best as I can in the short amount of time I got before I go to work today. It is a rough week. I mean, between the storm over here in Nebraska and everything going on in Baltimore, we in for a tough week. So just go ahead and get this thing started. Like I said, thanks for coming through. Make sure, if you here, go ahead and smack that like bell or like button for me. I'm all over the place. Look, the storm got me all miscombobbled and all this here. So we'll start off with this injury bug, folks. It strikes again, but it's at the heart of the team. Our guy, LJ, El Freaky, he out. Actually, I don't know. But what what tells me he may be out is the fact that the Ravens, they signed Josh Johnson to the active roster. In my mind, that says they're trying to get this guy on the game plan, and they're trying to make sure that if LJ cannot go, that he can go as a backup. So Josh Johnson signing means that El Freaky is going to be out. And of course, everybody has already predicted this game in Vegas, and it's kind of frustrating because you're just like, hey, everybody's saying, okay, we're gonna be beat. The game still got to be played. It's got to be played. It's got to be played, folks. I'm all over the place with everything going on here. Words mean things, but the game has to be played. And that's why any given Sunday, anything can happen. For real, anything can happen. So they're going to come out there, and you're wondering, like, hey, well, how do we beat a Giant? How do we beat a powerhouse? The same way that Kansas City got beat by us. You play the time possession game. You run the ball at their biggest weakness, right through the daggone middle. This team allows 4.5 yards per carry. You play keep away from the superstars. Don't let them on the field. Do not let them on the field. It's just that plain and simple. And it's not like we're gonna be hindered in the air either, because our new guy, our current QB1 until El Freaky proves that he is healthy. And this is not a QB competition. This is just saying, hey, next man up. I'm still a huge fan, huge believer. This thing coming down off the wall no time soon. So y'all go ahead and hang that up. I know Ravens Nation is in a full-on QB controversy battle online on Twitter and Facebook, all that stuff. These two believe in each other. Huntley and Jackson believe in one another, and we should as well. I think they'll be rooting each other on no matter who is starting, because they grew up together. They come from the same town, same part of Florida. So I think they believe in each other. I think that we should believe in whatever Raven is going to be the signal caller. Now, I know that's caused some issues in the past when it became the Joe Flacco versus Lamar Jackson controversy, but this ain't it. This is not it. Huntley is not taking over for Lamar. We can go ahead and hang that up. We just need to root for Huntley as he does his thing and hope that he's able to do what he did last Sunday against Cleveland, put up about 270 yards passing. Now, here's the thing about Huntley and Lamar. If I had to compare the two, and I'm not saying compare to say who's better, I'm just talking about differences. Huntley throws that ball on the outside beautifully. It's a better ball on the outside. He gives our X receiver a better chance, a 50-50 ball to, make that play. He allows him to make that play on the outside. LJ loves his interior receivers. He really does. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a preference of a favorite wide receiver. It's just, LJ he doesn't see Bateman and doesn't target Bateman as much on the deep ball on the outside as Huntley does. Huntley favors that deep ball. Y'all go back and watch that Washington football team game where he was just slinging it all over the yard. Majority of it was to the outside. But I like Huntley because he's able to see the inside as well. You saw that Andrews had an over 100-yard day and Bateman had an over 100-yard day against Cleveland. And that's because they were forced to throw themselves back in the game, which is a really good effort to get back into that game. So I'm very appreciative of Huntley's efforts, and I look forward to seeing him this Sunday if LJ cannot go. So back to how do we beat a powerhouse? There was a couple of points I had on that, on how we beat that powerhouse. Give me just a second here. So we played keep away. We win the time of possession battle. We run the ball. So Green Bay is allowing 4.5 yards on the ground. So all these losses that they've had, the 3 losses that they've had, all 3 of the backs, the leading backs, have had over 70 yards in the game. And then we need to bracket Adams in coverage. You know, AA can't do this alone. And I don't know if AA or Chris Westry, which one should be the guy for the job. Maybe they should be the guy, or maybe AA shouldn't be the guy for the job. Maybe Westry should be the guy for the job to be able to hold AA. I don't know, but we do have an advantage. Their wide receiver coach is on our sidelines, or excuse me, Devontae Adams, wide receiver trainer, is on our sidelines. So he knows what type of routes this guy likes to run. He knows his tendencies. He knows his weaknesses. He knows his strengths. This could place an advantage in the game plan this week. I also wanted to talk about one other thing, the vault. This vault apparently does exist because Hollywood Brown, in an interview on some other lame sports channel that he decided not to give me an interview, they did an interview, I'm kidding, with Hollywood Brown. And Hollywood said that there is a purple playbook. There's a purple playbook. So here's my theory about this vault that G-Ro talks about. I think G-Ro has forgotten the code. I'm hoping he remembers it. I think Harbaugh hides all of his injury history inside this vault, or injury news inside this vault. He just locks it up. Just like, look, I know my code. I'm getting there. No problem. And Hollywood has been there. Is sometimes his game and his hands get locked in the vault during the game. So I'm just saying that's just my thoughts on this particular vault. I think it does exist. Somebody please text Greg Roman his mama's code so that he can get into the safe, because the purple playbook needs to be aired out this weekend, and that's what Hollywood Brown said is going to happen. I'd love to see it happen. So what else here? We had another key to victory here, because I believe this game can be won. It's being played for a reason, folks, being played for a reason. The number one thing we have to do, I say number two thing, because we have to run that ball. Running the ball equals success. Get above 70 yards, get the W. No other team that has won, or no team that's any team that's won against Green Bay has got above 70 yards on the ground. And number 4, we need to lean on Bateman's ability to win outside. Lean on that ability. Yes, Green Bay is very good against the pass, but eventually you're going to have to pass the ball. But who better to pass the ball to than somebody that's going to actually come down with those 50-50 balls? I'll take the pass interference that goes along with it. He's a little handsy, but at the same time, he's winning over top. Might as well go ahead and take those shots and see what we can do on the outside. So let's get into predictions. As far as my predictions go, I think Huntley and Freeman, they score a rushing touchdown. I think Aaron still has over 300 yards passing against this really porous pass defense of the Baltimore Ravens. Like I said, about I think in the bottom 4 of the league when it comes to pass defense. I think Freeman and Huntley both have rushing touchdowns. The defense has 2 sacks. 2 sacks, because Aaron just seems to be, he lays on his back and then he gets back up and he tosses a few. He just, for some reason, for years, Aaron hasn't had the protection that he has needed in this league. There's been many times when he's led the league in sacks. I think Baltimore, this is an opportunity to take advantage of that porous line that he has and get after the liar's toe. Oh, did I say that? Get after Aaron's toe and get him on the ground, make sure that they are, playing clean ball, but at the same time, taking advantage of the fact that he is taking sacks on a regular. So, I see we got one person in the room. And make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, smack that bell. I am thinking this game is going to be close because, one, we're in Baltimore, and Ravens just don't like to lose games in Baltimore. Plus, if El Freaky is starting, I don't believe the Ravens have lost to the NFC since Lamar Jackson has actually started. So let's keep that trend continuing to go. I think the home field advantage this year with fans in the stands is a real thing. It is a real thing. They walk into Baltimore. It is a very intimidating environment. This game's at 3:25. It's going to be basically a semi-primetime game. Part of the world is going to be watching this. We need to make sure we are performing the best on the biggest stage. Remember, like I said, stick to the ground, play the keep away game. Anytime the Ravens get above 35 to 37 minutes time of possession, they usually pull out the W. If they can do that against Green Bay, they can definitely get this W. The defense definitely has to stay disciplined. Watch out for Dillon. Watch out for, I want to say it was Aaron Jones. They have a really monster ground game. Dillon is just a beast. He's got these huge quads or huge thighs, looking like Saquon Barkley running through here. He doesn't have the speed, but he is a full-on thumper. That's something to look out for on the ground. And then, of course, in the air, Davante Adams has a nice jump step. And once he gets that jump step, it really throws off our defenders. And with two defenders that honestly wouldn't be number ones on any other team being forced into the number one position here, they're going to have one heck of a day. Baltimore's got to have a bracket coverage over the top to secure this situation and make sure they're not taken advantage of by Aaron. This is the home of Original Sports Perspective. From our couch to yours, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down, baby. Y'all take care. 2 claps, fade to black.